Oi, oi, Savaloy! We are back for the last match of the evening, North American match. It is a match of Mirage between Cloud9 and Complexity. Almost said Optic and then Luminosity, but it's actually Complexity. I knew who it was all the time. The whole time. There we go.
All of the whole time.
All of the whole time. Yes. Like his holy
Mirage
jeans.
right now, right?
Pardon?
Mirage. is the next
Mirage,
map.
yes. It is Mirage. We like us some Mirage. We saw Mirage earlier with a different matchup, and now we will see it with this matchup. And I think every match is just a curiosity as to how Cloud9 are looking. Same with SK as well. They're two teams now. We just want to study them, want to look at them like they're I don't know, some kind of
specimen
algae in a petri dish or an ant in a little ant farm. Just watching it. Oh, look, it's going over there. It's carrying a bit of leaf. You know.
Yeah, I
just
don't.
stare at it.
Still question mark. Like I said, I actually don't know if Tyler's going to be on the team still. So what if Tyler decides to remain inactive? Are they going to want to get another opper? You know, we talked about JDM. Everyone thought that I was like leaking something when I said that on Reddit. I was just like, I think that's like something we've heard. He said something on his stream about being in the clouds. I want maybe they tried him out. So like
People like to troll though, don't they?
yeah.
Because if he was actually joining the team, would he say that? I don't know that he would, in a strange way. But we've seen, I swear, like with SK and Cloud9, every day there's rumors of 3 different people. I swear it's been like for Cloud9, it's been JDM, Yugi, Cirque, and just like all kinds of ridiculous.
That would suck if like Cirque left NRG right now.
Yeah, I really don't want to see that team. I mean, Rick is sitting around. He's just, probably playing online poker or something. He's not doing much.
He can pop off for sure. I don't know if he'd fit C9 style right when he got there, but he seems like a motivated guy. So
yeah, but ultimately, I think we all want Skadoodle to stay on the team. So if you are tuned in, Monsieur Skadonglers, then you know what to do. He's from Iowa, isn't he?
Mhm.
I don't even know where Iowa is. Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
Where's Iowa?
Like kind of it's a tri-city thing, like next to Chicago. There's like you could like go to this one part and you're like near all 3 states or whatever. Yeah, so it's northwestern of Iowa. I forget, but it's bordering Chicago because I know sometimes he flies to like the Chicago airport. Well, he used to when he lived there.
Is that O'Hare Airport?
Chicago O'Hare, yeah.
I haven't been to Chicago, but I know O'Hare Airport. I don't know why.
I know that as well. I don't know why. I've never been there.
I've never been there. Or anywhere near there. It is weird, isn't it?
Is there another one?
Why do I know that?
You've probably searched flights before and just been like, can I go to Chicago
Chicago
or Atlanta?
Huh.
Atlanta.
That's strange, isn't it?
Maybe there's another airport. Like
no, I don't think so.
Suffix or something.
I don't think so.
You guys are both incorrect, and we're going live. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man. Well, there we go. Anyway, we will at least we will see more of Skadoodle today. You never know when it's the last day, man. Like you never know when it's like the last Prince concert or something. You know, if you're into that, some people are. Dead now, of course.
Broke down fully on stream right now.
Eric Bristow died recently. He's like a UK darts legend.
Mm.
I didn't know who that was.
You didn't know? Do you know how I knew who he was? Because in the UK, right, we have this chain called Argos, which is kind of like, if you think of like a Walmart, but instead of everything being in a store and you can walk around, it's a smaller store with just tables with catalogs and everything's like underneath the store, and then they put it on this pulley, this like thing. What's those things called?
Conveyor belt.
Conveyor belt, yeah. And it just comes out or whatever.
I was
like
the new
poor.
Amazon store.
I was poor, right? So like you could take the catalogs home, so you could flick through things at home and then go to the store, or whatever. So I had the catalog, but nothing from the catalog because I was poor. So I just flicked through it because I had nothing else better to do. Yeah. So he had his own brand of darts, Eric Bristow darts, which is why I know who he is. But no one who's tuned in still knows who he is, so it doesn't matter.
Story.
I think he was 61. Anyway, Complexity will be starting on the CT side. They are looking to counter terrorism.
Well, it looks like Cloud9's got a couple of smokes here, and then the main play is probably going to be the 2 guys flanking from underpass, or is it 3? I can't tell. That's a decoy. So throwing smokes at A, but PTR is aware and is able to get the kill.
Oh, yeah, he got it.
He got one.
What's happening? Everyone's dead.
Last guy was underpass, and PTR knew that from earlier, so he was able to make that call and stay spot in the middle.
Bet to all. I believe in Tarek.
Dang. Tarek.
Bets to all.
Tariq.
Get to both these guys right here.
Bish bash. Oh, it's no bish bash.
This is actually like very, like that duel of that 1v2 right there with that object separating them. Very winnable by the T. Block is so insane on semi, just like strafing.
I really believed in Tarek. Tarek's play there.
I still do.
With the players around window. Ooh. No. You just never know in piss around. You gotta be ready for anything.
I love those like 1v3s as a player.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whenever people do, because you know like one guy's gonna overextend and give you a little
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much. So as long as you're just on point, you're gonna catch one, and you just gotta be ready for that quick 1v2.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, he got one right before he died.
That's weird, isn't it? Because we basically didn't even see the animation. That's crazy. The timing on that. Pretty nuts. Anyway, Complexity winning the pistol round, and we will see them buying all manner of things. And unfortunately, Cloud9 will not be able to. They'll buy, but it's going to kind of suck, of course. Just be careful of not overextending into middle when you're facing Deagles. I mean, why give them the opportunity? Is the question that comes to mind. Semi investigating the microwave. Ooh, that is a nice Deagle shot from Rush. Don't test him. Yay will shut him down eventually. Peter now investigating middle to try to get some information. Gets himself a frag too. His teams are being whittled down one by one until only one is left. There can be only one. And he's still sitting in middle. I mean, this is like something that's really fun to do when you're playing like matchmaking or something, just because people will overextend. And that's like a funny idea as well, like to expect the wrong plays when you're in a position like that is interesting. You can bait people to do all kinds of silly things when you're playing matchmaking.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that's half those clips that I have on Reddit when people are like, amazing. I'm like, literally anyone could do this. I just happen to be able to, like, speak English better than most, like, pro players that are from Europe who might, like, try to do something, or other players don't do the same thing. But it's pretty funny when you're playing against the lower-level guys, because you went through that stuff. You were there at one point.
You know how they think.
Everyone acts so amazed, and I'm like, all right, this flash, this guy's going to swing on me, and I kill a guy. Back. I'm like, guys. The 2 + 2 = 5.
Come on. Well, Cloud9.
I heard that. Ooh, that sound, the slow-mo sound is something shattering glass.
That sounds pretty good. Actually, that does sound really satisfying.
Satisfied.
Plexi looking forward to take advantage of the buy, or of the lack of buy here, the eco. Congratulations to the 1,000 face points, Simo 3. Oh, Slemmy!
Oh no!
Glockrusher!
Planted.
Planted bomb!
Oh my god. There might be a chance that FNS. No, they're all dead.
Oh, look at me, honey. I'm hang gliding on it.
He died.
Do you remember how mad people were when the tentacles came in?
Yes. The game has been broken. How dare thee?
How do you feel about the tentacles now, James? Or did you always welcome the tentacles?
The tentacles were curious. I'll say that much.
To make friends with them.
I don't actually remember what I don't think my response was as extreme as other people's might have been.
I felt, yeah, I felt
but it
like
was weird, wasn't it? After so much time, you've got these weird things hanging around.
I think a lot of people were worried about the faking dynamic, but maybe we'll come back to this because very close play around the pit position. Peter's gonna get a connection, but so will Automatic, which puts Peter in an awkward spot because he's gonna back away. But thankfully, there's a smoke from a teammate that will allow him to survive for moments longer. But can he get anything else out of this AWP? Was going close, my god.
Oh, yes. Tarek seems to smell a rat, though. But Peter even know where he is anymore. That smoke's not going to last very much longer, so he's kind of trapped. This is a one-and-done position or just a done position, so that really didn't work out. I don't know if he was lost, if he was half committed. Either way, his team have been committed to the sin bin, to the trash.
I'm surprised when the hall smoke came and he knew he couldn't be seen from Palace that he didn't opt to just like fight somebody ramp. But I guess he assumed that they knew he was there.
Yeah, not sure.
Cause I'm in too deep. Don't know the rest of the lyrics. But that'll do. Def with a nice jump towards short. Nice.
UKCS.
Rory Jackson, pass me the chips. Where's the HP source?
Oh, HP source is so good.
You mug.
Can you get HP source here? I really want to know. I want some. Either way. Slow round from Cloud9. They'll take very passive approach.
Keyboard ASMR.
ASMR, listen. I'm going to touch my keyboard now. I saw this, my friend linked this ASMR video of somebody dressed as D.Va from Overwatch, like just whispering and staring at the camera. It is very, very
Disturbing.
unsettling.
Unsettling.
Oh,
come on!
Death.
He's gone and pressed the wrong button.
Oh.
He's got too many keys
Oh,
on his keyboard.
he repeats with the slowest possible momentum.
Yeah.
Just like, here, let me just come and show you my
That
knee.
is UKCS
The
right there.
driest.
Here's my foot. Here's my thigh. I'm coming in. I'm dead.
Oh man. Driest peak of all time.
Slide into my...
That was no foreplay, straight into the slow peak.
I like that.
Entry was not allowed.
Oh man. Oh god. Yay and Android remain, and remain they hope to... Okay, I don't know how I'm finishing this sentence, but they're going to try to stay alive and save the guns.
Thanks, Dan.
I don't think eloquence is a possibility after this many hours of Counter-Strike.
Talk more, Dan. I want to hear your voice.
I think it's just... Oh. There are some nice teapots in the palace, actually. Aren't there?
There's some kind of...
Can we get some teapots?
what would you call it? Crockery? It's not
Yeah, crockery, yeah.
But I think it's like metal. Crockery isn't like ceramics and stuff?
Is it?
We
I
call
I
them
don't know.
pots and pans.
We need a definition of crockery now. We need a definition of crockery. It reminds me of when I was in Kuwait, actually. I went to Kuwait to do a Street Fighter broadcast. I think on to the
Wow.
left.
That's a random location.
Yeah, it was awesome though. It was awesome. But I went to somewhat hilariously. I went to an English restaurant called Bait Dixon. The bait is, I think, a Kuwaiti word, maybe for restaurant or something. And then Dixon was the family who opened a restaurant. Anyway, it was a really cool restaurant, but it had this tea area where you'd sit on the floor with your shoes off, and it reminds me of that. Crockery, plates, dishes, cups, or other similar items, especially ones made of earthenware or china.
Oh, so ceramics. Earthenware, ceramics, I guess. Maybe. Huh.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Nice.
Crockery things that will break if you drop them on the floor, basically. Pistols for complexity, not the best of buys, and this whole dance around smoke thing is just not really working out for them. The spam may be expectant of a play through the smoke, but the play comes in anyway, and Cloud9 are running over this village.
Ooh, nice.
Slumdog Millionaire.
He's been doing some DM. He's been getting the DM going.
Slemmy hits shots like that randomly. It's so funny. He actually has like pretty like snappy aim. His playstyle isn't very like. He's never been someone to have that like shark mentality as a fragger. He randomly gets some pretty nice shots.
He does. I mean, he did say like he's very rusty, and you know, it's like his last competitive match before the previous games they played was like November or something. So I think it's like quite clear that like every so often you really do see the rust, and you also see like some of the nuances to like the micro situations in the game, like the micro timings and so on, and what you can come to expect. Like he's also a bit rusty there. You can kind of catch those things.
Out the window, the flashbangs go. Keep it simple, and then clear the site. Oh, dearie me, that's a problem. High ground advantage for Peter, but he does not have the angle on Rush. Now it's down to Ye. We've seen disgusting things from him already. Rings the bell, but cannot finish the job. 1 round lead for Cloud9. Complexity back on the buy. A second sniper rifle will be purchased. Purchased. Peter has a very good spot to go to the middle position. Slemmy will go ahead of him. I was about to say Slemmy's blocking the sniper. Never blocked a sniper on any run from CT, no matter what the map. But obviously, as you can see, it's a very aggressive play. It's a team effort from Complexity. 3-man on road. But the Silk Road is elsewhere.
Set these into the A side, and Complexity just automatically in retake positions, which is okay. They actually have some good utility for it. They don't have to rush in or anything like that. They don't have to be crazy. Oh, Tackle will offer himself up though. And that's unfortunate. Andre gets a free kill. This is gonna, and there's no grenades there for Cloud9. This actually looks really bad for Cloud9 right now. How the hell are they gonna do this? If Complexity use their grenades correctly, by the time he gets the flank too, there's nowhere to go for Cloud9. Except forwards through their opponents.
Automatic 1 versus 4. They are approaching upon his position. They will impose their will. Slemmy must defuse the bomb, the only man with a kit.
That would have been an epic little caster line if Rush got those kills. They have nowhere to go but through, and then Rush gets 2, and then you just keep going with it. I felt it through you.
Rush is the man to do it. Rush is so good. Rush is really, really good.
Very solid. He almost is like an NA Crims kind of guy. Someone who's very tight, likes to, just like win situations sitting still, kind of. You're welcome for that smoke, guy. No, I'm kidding. That came from Reddit.
It's somehow easy to forget as well, maybe because when that's being FSGE, that this team is, a group of just previous major winners as well, which is, I mean, what a major it was from them. I'm sure they're still riding on the high from that.
Moving towards A. Complexity with a focus on connector. They do not want to give this up. Yeah, is very protected from any pop flashes. And the Molotov will certainly help. 1 minute mark. What else do they have to kill the time and ruin the push here from Cloud9? Yeah, he still is holding on to his Molotov. That's a tight peek from Def, but how does he get out of this situation? Doesn't see FNS moving into position. Oh, now he's in trouble. Now he's surely going to his doom. And that's going to activate EA, who gets both players, FNS and Automatic. Rush walking into A to try and make a difference here. 40 seconds to do it.
I like that Def didn't just swing so fast in the volley, because he was probably going to die anyways. He kind of delayed, and the longer he delays, the more whoever's waiting for him to swing has to be aware. Because this crosshair kind of pulls their attention a little bit.
It's pretty good look so far, actually, for Complexity on the CT side. They're doing a pretty good job. I do wonder how Cloud9 feel about this game so far and some of the options that they've exercised. They only have 3 AKs in this round and 2 CZs and a decent amount of grenades, so it's kind of cool. They can go for a really fast round with the CZs. Send them out first. Well, perhaps you might want to send an AK out to sort of maybe get that pick on towards the end of the B holes before you explode out, but otherwise those CZs can do a lot of work creating space for your riflers. And they've got a lurk in Rush towards Palace as well. This should Complexity look very well geared up to stop this if it is to be a push, but Cloud9 are only pressuring, it would seem.
That's smart by C9 to fall back underpass there.
This is curious because if Rush goes out A, what if the bomb rotates, fires T spawn?
Oh,
Ye kills the bomb. There is time though, even if Ye kills both these guys, there is time just about. But then there's so many CTs alive. He's got to deliver the kills though, but only 1. The race continues.
He did pretty well there. He was very close to getting both. Scar dings down to 11. Rush turning the corner. Finds himself
kills.
1. There's more to go though. He'll slow him down so he can give help to his teammates towards the bomb site and hold position instead of potentially risking a death when he doesn't need to, and instead.
And Def is on the way with his AWP. Slemmy's been taken down, and now it's down to the 2 AWPs, Peter and Def. 2 versus 3.
And they're saving, and I feel like that overusage of nades upper B was unnecessary. The COL pushed a ramp, and I don't know when the info in terms of the call came in, so this might have not been like what I'm saying might not actually have been a sequence of events, but they cleared a ramp, they pushed it. they had an idea that C9 was probably all in B Palace, and they used their nades to stop them from coming. Def throws a molly past the smoke, which all it's doing is deterring them from doing what you want them to do. You want them to come B right then. Use that molly for something more impactful on the hit, the balcony per se, or under the window when they drop out, so they drop into the molly. But at that point, your teammate's flanking. And like I said, all that could be nullified if he maybe just didn't get the comm and he actually thought they were hitting for some reason. But the guy did push ramp. And I'm assuming that rotation happened and the nades happened because they knew they were hitting. I mean, FNS had one flash up or B apps, and they threw a smoke and a molly. Like, your teammate's pushing a ramp right there. You just don't want to use counter nades at that point. You have an op for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, it's another one of those things that, like, I don't know if it's protocol, individual, or what setup based there, but that was, they didn't play to the inherent advantage they had in their round. You have an op or B, you want to use as little nades, let them run into you, so. Disappointing from my point of view.
Yeah, and it's perhaps those small things that can really add up here for them. They're down onto, obviously they end up losing the round. That in a spot where they could have had a lot of success, and now Cloud9 are taking over the game potentially, unless this stack, which is kind of scary, works out. Death one. There's a second with the P250 trying to turn the corner for the third, but he's going to miss that. The trade is there. It's good for Cloud9, but they're yet to get their way all the way onto the actual site for the plant. And there's still two players lurking. Yeah, you can do a lot of damage with the Deagle, but you will hear them running. The player in Palace, I think, was running. I think, yeah, you must have heard that.
It's a long run as well.
The plant pot obscures him. Oh
what
my
the?
goodness.
That is insane.
That plant pot.
Talk about timing. Oh, this is going to be very interesting indeed. I mean, you can bank a flash off the wall straight out of this window, but Peter goes back. Why is he going back? His teammates in T-spawn.
That is really, I mean, he thinks they went mid to connector or something, I guess.
I know, but now he's covering nothing instead of covering something.
I guess he just wanted to be sure. Now at least they could pinch, like, with guaranteed confidence. Maybe there was a thought that they could have won A.
They could have gone A, but they could have gone B.
It's true.
And here they are. Oh, Skadoodle by the bench. Peeks one too many times. Stereo frags for complexity. Crisis averted. I say crisis, I mean, well, to the point where they had a very good chance of winning the round. What a turn of events. Still very early in this game. It's been a slow one so far, but very back and forth. Credits to Def, though. And Ye just standing in the shadow position that entire time. What a turn of events. Marvelous.
Peter misses the jump. May turn into a frag, goes close instead. Whiffs the shot. Oh, that is quite depressing for Peter. Might be a chance here now for Cloud9. I don't know that the gun is all that recoverable just yet, but let's see how this one transpires now. Where is Skadoodle? Right, he's...
It's crazy when I watch these complexity guys. Like I hope they're looking at the little mistakes they're making. Like I was talking about the B halls and some of these things, and some of the, also like even the shots Peter missed right there. Like counting these things and realizing that when they lose to a team like Cloud9, they're just they can have a lot of vague conversations, but in general. But from these games, there's some specific things they've done on both maps. Like we've talked about in a couple other small ones, that if they simply tweak. Give them more rounds, give them more confidence, and then give them momentum in the actual match to potentially win.
Yeah,
and then those wins, and then that compounds. Like, these little things compound so heavy in CS. And I hope the COL guys, especially if they rewatch this VOD, realize that some of these little things need tweaking. Because obviously, you know, obviously soon as Ye and Def and Android, they're hitting, they're winning rifle duels. Peter's winning op duels. Even Slemmy's getting in there and winning fights. Like, it's not about that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And I hope they're not focusing on those things. And
Data hire you, Jordan. Pay you money. Make him better.
Coach Jordan.
Coach Jordan.
Well, aside from me like trying to humble brag the situation here, in that sense, they do have some new coaches that are from old school. You know, I think Rambo's in now, and the only problem I see with that is that a lot of the meta in CS now, like 2 or 3 metas ago, is pretty logic based, but now everything is like a flip on its head of that first logic-based decision, and now a subtle change of that logic-based meta. And so now we're like a couple illogical decisions away from the actual logical like way you should play maps.
Yeah, I see what
And,
you're saying,
and like
yeah.
if you're 2 or 3 steps behind on that, your strats are just too easily read.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
you know, and when I say illogical, for those out there listening who don't understand what I mean, like there's a meta, right? Like on Mirage, you used to take mid control and then ladder room. And then everyone realized that was obvious because everyone was leaving on ladder room. The CTs would go kill him, and then they would just play the extremities. So then the meta would be that ladder guy would kind of lurk, but the extremities would actually be ready to hit. So if he died, they would hit. And so now everyone wouldn't try to kill that guy, and they would play passive. And so when you say illogical, it means because you're actually going for plays that wouldn't make sense if you didn't know that they were trying to do that.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of 2 or 3 levels past that at this point in CSGO. And so if you're still stuck trying to play textbook CS with just a twist or a fake, those fakes are kind of useless because people are already playing their spots. They're holding it down. They're expecting, okay, I don't care if they're fake, I'm locking this down. And you end up just getting even duels regardless. And so I hope like COL and the coaches are just realizing that a lot of what they're doing right now is a little redundant. And they need to play to the inherent advantages, like the B play I talked about, where they wasted nades upper B. You want them to run into your opera these days. You know, you don't want to waste nades. And, I mean, that's been the case for a while. But yeah, anyways, done.
That was quite the peak from Tarek, jumping on Skadoodle's head to see Def, rotating back into connector. Look at the aggression in response. Complexity need an answer to this. And the answer is to go on a ramble down the A ramp. Yeah, he's going for a walk.
So here's the meta of the meta. Get the guy a ladder room. Would he fall? But now they're just sticking around. They have the man advantage. They don't need to do anything. It's 1 minute left on the clock. They just need to get close to each other. The game here is be tradable. If you're going up connector, have a guy on cat. If you're going up hat, have a guy connector. That's exactly what they're doing right now, but they don't want to take too many fights as Rush is not picking cat connector. Why? Because he doesn't have a guy to trade with him. Now they're close to him. So he's going to progress. And nice and tight, even if he goes down to Slemmy, they're going to have an instant trade. Not even have to go that far. Peter gets a kill. Might get a second because of his position, but Tarek is ready. And the round is all but over.
Boom, just like that. I like it when you explain things, Jordan. It's nice.
I like his style. I like your moves.
Can this nothing good stop talking? He's ruining the broadcast. I want to focus on the game. I've got those a couple times after. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, yeah, online. Yeah, you know.
People want to hear us tell them that X has killed Y. They don't want more information than that.
Great shot by Tarek there as he clicked mouse 1 and got a big frag on the enemy.
What a big frag.
I don't want to take away either. That's why I don't like always, like I wouldn't, like in the arena events, I wouldn't want to probably be color because I wouldn't bring that hype. And that's so, those matches, you don't need analysis, you need hype.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely different there. That's why like the online format has its advantages from that perspective. You can get a different sort of experience and different.
I hope people start to see that and they realize like these guys are talking like, yeah, we definitely.
Sure, no. I mean, I'm only talking about like a vocal minority, really. I think most people will appreciate because they can learn something from having the players in talking about the game. So most people, it's just. I mean, there's always going to be a vocal minority of anything in anything that you do in the whole world. So it's all good.
We've definitely wasted some airtime talking about the plague and.
We've talked about the plague. We've talked about internet protocols, animals, in various ways, and.
But at some point, if you paid close attention, we've added some context to your Counter-Strike Go experience.
Definitely, and
so now
also there is more opportunity than sometimes on an analyst desk to actually talk about certain plays.
I think that's also why I try to chime in so much. I get the analyst desks, as fun it is being at events, I get so bored.
Yeah.
Because not only am I used to playing, I'm sitting there watching all this match, and I'm like talking to my co-analysts, and then we get up to desk, like, you have 2.5 minutes and choose one round on the getting tech. I'm like, all right. Like, no hate on any of his producers. That's just the reality of that kind of
where the formats
production.
Are.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely. There's obviously in real world sports, like football or something, you got like match of the day, like a dedicated show for talking about the game as opposed to the actual watching and of the game and so on. It's very different. Again, another thing that makes esports interesting, but we'll come back to this point. Definitely a lot to talk about as we see Tarek going for a pick, and he's gonna. Oh my gosh, that was a headshot as well.
Flick through the wall, the edge of the wall.
That was glorious.
Now again, I've died my fair share of times in matches that probably look confusing to casters. I am very curious why he thinks he could jump across there without a smoke. Def, I love you, brother. I've probably died in worse ways on mine. Just gotta say what I'm seeing.
Say what you see. Oh. Yeah, he sees ahead.
Yeah, he sees ahead. Yeah, he removes ahead. These guys got skill, man,
Yeah,
and I hope Complexity doesn't get down on themselves. I hope, it sounds cliche, but I hope they do kind of persevere and kind of tidy these things up, because the state of the scene is in flux right now. All bets are off. Everyone.
No, they have skill. I mean, between Android, Ye, Peter, Def, I mean, they have a pretty damn skillful lineup. That is for sure. Oh, Peter, speak of. He's getting in there with that P2K. Not repping it, though. He's not repping it. Going back to USB now.
As he heard, yeah. Sounds like he has.
To learn how to shoot it. Actually, PTR is pretty nuts with pistols. Maybe not in that sense. But 9-6 for Cloud9 here, and not to have Complexity wanted after getting pistol.
That's so...
That's crazy.
It is kind of mental, isn't it? It's
through the ceiling. When do you see that? Through the ceiling.
The other thing too that we can do on this on a broadcast like this is sort of break the fourth wall a little bit sometimes as well, which is fun. I think you can't do that as much on the event broadcasts, but
Would you say you can't do what?
break the fourth wall a bit.
What would that represent?
I mean, so it's like usually it's like, I mean, we're a broadcast, and it's like very obvious we're a broadcast, and but sometimes you show, like, there's like magic, right? You remove the magic by showing the cogs whirring away.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Okay, well we'll go back to it. We got the fast
back
push
to it
into
as
the B-bomb side.
FNS taps one. He's DMing right here. Oh. So just like that, 3 versus 2. The goal for Complexity now is to set up a nice little trade situation off Yaster here. One guy needs to just watch the flank, maybe watch a little bit of catwalk in the flank, and then right when he shoots, you swing, and that should happen. The swing was a little wide, and Yaster's not hiding. He's ready to fight, baby.
Foyt.
Toit.
And they needed that. What they also need is not to get digged and scouted and CZ'd right now. So please, do not rush anything.
Indeed, it's gonna be a bit tough for Cloud9, but they will find a way, I'm sure, with the players that they have on their team. Especially, like when we talked about the stats of the CZ earlier, it really does put it into perspective how ridiculous the gun is. And for those of you that missed it, it is like we used FAMAS bullets as a comparison. The FAMAS was like 30 damage per bullet, CZ was like 33, and it's just like generally stronger except for the fall off.
Yeah, it's 10% stronger in all like close relative battles, but anything farther, I think there is a 15% drop off for the CZ, according to.
I think it's something like that. I think it's 4 or 5% drop off for the like 500 units or something for the FAMAS, and a lot more for the pistol. FNS up close though. He's getting his FAMAS to work with 2 kills very, very quickly indeed. 3 players remain for Complexity. Skidoo creeping through the smoke. Is he going to go all the way and try and save his teammate? He will. No scope tag, but no frag.
Oh, wow. If he gets that frag, he can actually get behind cover and pick up the AK. That's 1 HP, my god. How marginal CS is sometimes. Rush, though, he can maybe do the same thing. Ye's on the angle. Oh my god, he gets a headshot. Does he decide to try to get the gun? He's got the AK. Lots of bullets. Oh, he can't get the headshot. If he gets that insta-kill, that would be a very troubling situation for Complexity. But they hold on, and the full save is in for Cloud9 now.
Yeah, this is interesting. How far can Complexity go in this one? The CTs are broke. If they can keep them poor, then wonderful things might happen. Will be a 5-man stack of the B-bomb sites, it appears. Will they go aggressive, though? Automatic having a Luke, it seems. So they will use 1 man to show. To have a Butcher's Hook. Ooh, I think it may be exposed, actually. Ooh. Did Peter see him as well? I'm not sure if he did. There's the coveted Cloud9 pistol round flashbang. Works every time. And a stolen weapon.
Is that the one from? I was actually looking down. Is that the one from the standing on the window ledge?
They do it next to the window. Or I guess they can do it. It works from it's all the same distance. Yes. It's marvelous. That's my go-to flashbang now. Thank you, Mr. Skadoodle.
Raise your dongers.
So do we see Complexity winning this map? I mean, they're actually doing a pretty damn good job here so far. They've put Cloud9 in a pretty bad position, or they will hopefully see the AWP come out on Skadoodle in the next round. And then we'll start to... Oh, he doesn't have enough money.
Yeah, they broke, man.
They broke.
They Barizoke.
Yeah, so this might be interesting. This could snowball a little bit. If Complexity could make a really good call on how they play the next round. How would you... So knowing that you're against CTs, only rifles, let's say, less than optimal amounts of utility, how do you want to play your T side?
You say this again? You said you're against CTs with...
So yes, Cloud9 next round will have all M4s with limited utility. Oh, actually, no. Okay, automatic had enough to save the AWP. Never mind. I was going to say what would be the ideal call for
if they didn't have an op?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, slow defaults are always good because late round, whatever fights you're going to get in, even if you walk into an angle, you're probably going to be able to trade.
Yep.
So I like anything based off splitting a sight through mid, just having that multi-angle attack.
Roger that.
Yeah, I think that's where CS is kind of circling back around to. If you're really good at defaulting, you're kind of breaching the fourth wall of the meta. You're kind of just that's like the SK thing, right? That's kind of what they did to the whole game.
Yeah, they're damn good at that. This is a perfect setup to deal with a fast play into a 2 men by the pit's position, but you're going to try to somehow avoid the flashes, get good counter flashes yourself, and that wasn't the case for Cloud9 on the defense. A 3v5 immediately, they may even be thinking to try to go for a save if they can't get anything very easily here. They don't have any utility for the retake either. I don't see this working for them.
Yeah, this is do we get a pick in the next 5 seconds? Nope. Let's back off.
Wow, so they just crushed the initial setup there. So what was the mistake of Cloud9? Were they just missing that pop flash timing as the players moved up pit, or?
Well, right away at the ramp there, they just got caught by a flash. That'll happen. Now, I was one of those guys in that setup a lot as an A player. I was a little bit better than they were at it, but Circuit, look at my clip. We're trying to get... no, kidding. Anyways, no, that'll happen. You'll get caught by that flash, and that'll totally happen. I mean, I don't... sometimes you hear the pin, but if they flash over and then you turn from the wrong pin pull,
right.
You kind of just get hit by the underhand. They're blind as a bat.
Damn, that sounds scary.
You could try to mouse one it and just hold along the wall, right? Because generally the first tee seems to jump through the smoke on the right wall. So a lot of times I would get kills and I would go one and done, but I would get a kill blind just because I would just be able to use muscle memory and just run into the wall and shoot along the wall.
Right,
I got blind, but
Flashes off the box top mid in case anybody is besides the short position. Skadoodle gets 3 points for that one. There is a scoreboard in CS after all. Round lead for Complexity. Can they take it any further? Can they keep up the pressure on this Cloud9 economy? They most certainly need to in this round. We see one connect to jungle smoke. Counter flashes from the CT. CT is open, which means the bomb might not go down anytime soon. Android's pushing, but if he dies, the bomb will fly forward and be in a horrible position. 1 minute 10, and Tarek jumps into sandwich. Greatly timed push from him. We've seen a few late pushes through that smoke. Recently, we saw one from Crims as well, earlier today. A late push which absolutely decimated the forces of the T side.
That sucks. Def looked pretty ready for that. You would think he'd get that kill.
So Complexity with a different approach. I would see, are they doing a slower default here? Peter going on the pass with the AWP. There's a little pop flash for him. But we've seen quite a few players playing the door position in the underpass here. And wow, Peter will catch Tarek taking a peekaboo. And he will be punished for that. That's unfortunate for him. So great stuff for a T side though. Again, for me, it always tells me a lot about a team and how they are on the T side by how they play the 5v4 early in the round, because you get so many options, and the typical response is just to play slow. You reset the CT's positions, See if they want to play aggressive or you
yourself.
get wrecked.
Rush is looking for
That's one of those things that if you don't lurk B every round, you can get caught doing. But like, as someone who used to go B, I know how like sensitive of a subject peeking any of those angles are. So at PTR just overextending a little bit there and equalizing it for his team, which is not what he wanted to do. Yeah, for me, the double fakes or a fake at all on a 5v4 is always so money. If you can get map control and then there's still like a basic fake in a 5v4, like that's the textbook play, and that's 9 times out of 10 is at least going to give you the chance for a late round advantageous 2v2. If you even 3v2 ideally, but normally a 2v2 with the guys rotating or something.
Automatic's been flashed off of his angles. 26 seconds for this bomb to go down, and there is disaster falling to the feet of the CT. Slemmy now, the last man standing. Bomb plant looks very unlikely indeed. 3 players surviving for Cloud9, and we look to the money on the T side to see what they can offer in this round. Not a lot.
And to add to that, you know, Pete actually dry picking up a B like that would not be an issue. But I would like to see, if you have a 5v4 like that, you know, you've seen, I don't know who was innovating this, if it was like Envious, but they were doing the thing where right when they get a 5v4, they'd send their opper somewhere and all the other 4 would group up the opposite site. But it wasn't like super late game, it was just like mid game. And that one guy would pick, and you knew there was another guy kind of leaning that way, and they would just kind of blow up on the other side and catch him up kind of half out of position, just win the trades and stuff. So that would have made more sense, right? Like everyone's in connector window boosted right there, and Pete just peeks, so a little early.
I agree.
I completely agree.
And Tarek
Wise man Jordan
wants to feed his... Yeah, I mean, you know, 2020, right?
40.
35, 10.
Quick maths. Attack. Quick push. Limited information.
I bet it was interesting, too, having Sean on the... I'm just talking since it's an eco. Having Sean on it, too, because Sean taught me a lot about the game in terms of inherent advantages. And he was one of the first ones to kind of, like, make me realize, like, even if you're not doing anything...
You're doing something.
You're doing something, and, like, knowing what those things are. And, like, I was probably one of the more antsy players when I first got to go just because I wanted to fight everybody. And I remember he kind of had to instill a lot of that, and like we used Inferno as an example, which is why I still like talking about it so much, because that was like one of the first maps that I really started realizing a lot of those inherent advantages on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember the first casting we did Milan Games Week, and you wanted the Infernos. You wanted to cast the Infernos.
Yeah, certain maps, Infernos, trains. I really like the mid games on train, Inferno, Dust 2.
That ass.
They saw Tim.
Oh well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's going fine either way. Android. See, I wonder, you know how there's spectator smoke? Does that apply to GoTV as well?
Nothing applies to GoTV. GoTV is its own... Sometimes GoTV shows you teaser CTs, so...
Because you know what I'm talking about with spectator smoke,
I do know, yeah, but GoTV, you can't trust anything in GoTV. Nothing can be trusted whatsoever.
Nothing we see can be trusted.
This might not be happening at all. GoTV tells us lies all the time.
This isn't even live right now.
Sometimes, especially on train, sometimes somebody could be outside B firing a gun, and it shows bullets being fired from, like, above the window, above Pop Dog, just in the middle of the sky.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Who knows where GoTV is on the list of Valve's to do stuff?
Well, it's definitely above of the demo tool, which has basically not been touched since 2005. So, or actually, to be honest, it's the same one as like the 1.6 as well, like basically the same thing. I'm pretty certain, and it's awful. It's so bad. It needs to be updated.
Lovely.
That's a beautiful peak.
We're out here, Tyler Latham.
We out there. Oh man, I forget I always saw that peak from recently. Maybe it was actually Cloud9. Either way, the rotation.
Just keep walking into it, Tyler. Peek the next thing. Someone else just walk out of Tetris, just like crosshair. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, Tarek, you cheeky boy, cheeky lads. Cheeky man. That was beautiful from Skadoodle. That's like it goes to show like there's like certain timings on the map where you understand like the dynamic player will rotate between, and this is like such a classic map for that. Because it used to be like, oh, the window peak, get smoked off, goes to the jungle peak to palace, and so on and so forth. So people just started waiting for the guy to rotate after getting smoked off with the AWP and so on.
Yeah, he probably thought he was actually on short because I think he was lining up a Molotov for the connector or something along those lines. So just wasn't looking at the angle I saw.
He just got
not Ye, I mean whoever he picked top mid. Because I think if they realize where he was, then Ye might be more afraid of a connector play like that. But there we go.
True.
There we go.
Either way, Cloud9 have created quite a good position for themselves, 13-11, and they're up against pistols here, so the economy is not with Complexity. Cloud9 well and truly in the driving seat, 3 rounds away from victory. I see Slemmy running around into spawn, and perhaps shouting, barking orders to the troops. Steph will make his way forward, spotting 2 players. They're going to be trying to hone in on finesse, but he gets blinded. That's all they can do to connect a singular meat shot.
Hello. Goodbye. Ye comboed like it's Marvel versus Capcom. 3 pistols left for Cloud9 to deal with. Kind of a double peek. That he got aim punched at the same time he wallbanged Slemmy. That looks super weird. Anyway, here we are, 4 versus 1. The flank from Tarek, pulling rank on Complexity. 14-11. Complexity have the money to buy, but they do not have the rounds to lose.
Yeah, it's a pretty desperate position to be in. At this point, they have to run what they feel has been their most successful type of rounds against this double AWP setup. I'm not sure if they've had too much clear success or consistency to some of their approaches, but they'll go for a pretty big mid-take here. They might actually have quite a fast pace. The bomb's being left behind though, but beautiful. It's actually a completely blind Skadoodle there that Peter's able to take down, and Tarek's in the smoke by connector. Tarek goes down. He's sort of the linchpin, I would say, for Cloud9 at this point. He's very extended. Def will take him out as Automatic picks off a player in Palace, so at least there's no split potential right now onto the A site. That will buy Cloud9 some time, as Complexity can't just push in or from connector, or at least they don't feel as though they can. So they will rotate back out of mid now, leaving Def in connector.
Slemmy on a journey towards the B bomb sites, but seems to execute into it. Will that give Cloud9 an extra second or so to rotate, especially with Automatic moving down the ramp? Do they make a gamble play? Oh, FNS! This could be huge. Rush, can he get into position? Can he run distraction? The T's making it to the balcony. Peter will pick him off though. FNS moving quickly now, and Complexity will concede the high ground. Still haven't planted a bomb, a default plant, but slightly more forwards than normal. Now Android focuses on one of the 3 places the CTs can come from, but perhaps FNS has passed the place where he would look if he sees Peter. Does he shoot immediately, or does he look for more? He has to shoot him now. Very deep is Peter. Won't expect that one though from Android. And now Automatic from the same position. He has a kit. Does he go for a quick scope? He hears Android moving. That's going to make things really awkward. Oh, not shooting just yet. Finally, does he hear the sound though of the last player? He does not. There's 2 left in fact. And Slemmy will do the job. Not giving up on this one just yet, our Complexity.
Felt like there was some ninja potential there.
Yeah.
To be honest,
well,
I'm looking for it.
That was Slemmy still there, right? Or who was that? Someone was still there. And I don't know. I don't think Tim thought he was.
Assembly was there. Assembly?
Assembly.
Slemmy.
Maybe easily Slemly.
Slemmy was there. Don't confuse me there.
Let's put all those words together. All those interesting, weird words.
Tactical timeout from Complexity now. And once the spy comes in from Cloud9, this is going to be a key round. This might be a game-winning round. Although, of course, Complexity have a few more rounds to collect.
James, are you missing?
Yes.
James! Aim!
1 taps.
The 1 taps.
1 taps, yes.
Okay, another mid push coming out from Cloud9. Cloud9.
What was that?
don't know. We're all having problems, James. Maybe there's something in the air. Something is in the air.
Something is on the wing.
What is that?
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Oh.
Oh, you cringe lord.
That's awesome. I haven't watched that in since I was like 9 years old, 8 years old.
A couple years back, huh?
Yeah.
What is Jim Carrey even doing these days?
He's painting Trump.
Does he still make films?
Jim Carrey's a legend.
He is.
Don't you
He's rich. You don't need no films.
speak ill about Jim Carrey?
I'm not speaking good about Jim Carrey. Just a film.
He's a beast. He's a legend.
He is.
Man of many faces.
He gave me many humorous times.
So let's see here. They're just going for the slow default, respectable. Late smoke top mid. Let's get a couple guys together and some flashes.
This is so cool how late they're holding this.
I like the smoke too. This window smoke to cut out the backup, but that's not going to help because the flashes was late. Those two guys seemed like they were waiting for something, and maybe it wasn't thrown, or they quick switched, or something happened something didn't happen that was supposed to happen. Now FNS making the heads up play to get underpass here and get behind them, break the hit in half as one guy's going to go cat, 2 upper B. Even if Tim were to go down right now, there's still a guy underpass.
Also so sketchy, isn't it? The timing is everything. Oh, I don't know if he got the sound in time, but the flash will certainly blind him and stop him from making a play, which Skadoo will do to Ye as FNS finally will approach and make himself known in the apartment semi, trying to flick all over the place, looking for something. But he has to go for the desperation plant, and he's going to get a barrel in his mouth. Courtesy of Skadoodle. Skadaddy.
Slim dog.
It's just giant barrel.
Try to give him a little extra money for that last round.
Man, Automatic was so unlucky with every time he looked away from something, people appeared. But Cloud9 prevail anyway. The clouds are still in the air, they're still flying. They're still smiling, they're still styling.
Still wildin'.
Styling and profiling. Ric Flair. Well then. This is it for Complexity. It is do or die. Tarek, he's waiting for the push, waiting for a flashbang, facing the wall. Only good for the one though, but oh, how on earth did that happen? Skadoo must go huge here. He has support from Automatic. They know he's triple. Figuring out what to do. It still lands another shot. FNS now, where's he coming from? They know he's a rotator. Slemmy's got the bomb, and he has a lot of time on the clock. But he's still running. And maybe he should have stopped by now because he's given his position away. He has conceded his position. FNS with the off angle, and that's going to be that 16-12 for Cloud9.
You can always tell that somebody's been out of the game for a long time. He's got like this. He's got the Tech 9 equipped over the CZ. It's like that change happened. That patch happened quite a while ago.
I was using it on stream and everyone was making me feel so bad that I was like, all right, guys, listen, I understand.
We actually
I was spending a little bit too much time with Catalina.
He's a leader, not a follower. Leave him alone.
Yeah, well, that's going to be that for Complexity, unfortunately, but they had a pretty decent showing. And as Jordan mentioned, there's a lot of tweaking that they could do, and there would be some significant improvements. It's definitely a lineup that we hope to see more of, and I hope that they keep faith in it. Keep the faith.
Faith alive.
Yeah, good showing today from Complexity, and better showing from Cloud9 with the W's. So they will start to move up the table. This was a great sequence from Skadoodle. Going to the Palace Peak afterwards. Lovely stuff. It was very back and forth. I really didn't know who was going to win towards the end there, but Cloud9 did break the money of their opponent ultimately. Now we can see the leaders and the trailers. Not the best game from Android. He's normally good for it. And maybe he would have made the difference. Well, there it is. Cloud9 with the victory, and we can take a look at their leaderboard and see what the implications of today's matches are, how people are doing, where they're going. Obviously, SK should be going up the leaderboard now, and where are they?
In the middle. I mean, they had a.
I couldn't even find them.
Yeah, they had the default loss or something, or like there was a forfeit or something like that earlier.
No, that was in a different league altogether.
So okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So they've literally lost 4 maps, legit.
Yeah, they lost four maps in a row.
It's Cloud9 they lost.
You were here
to.
for that, Dan. You watched them and commentated them with me.
It's been a long few days.
Yeah, well, that is that. We are going to be closing out this show, and Dan definitely needs to get some sleep. We'll be back tomorrow with more European and North American Counter-Strike. I believe there are 2 European games tomorrow. Jordan will be joining us as well. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. I've said it for the 3rd time now. Don't unsubscribe. Stay subscribed.
Turn on your
We'll see you
notifications.
tomorrow.
See you there.
Yeah, do that. Cheers.